everybody. Welcome to the Elevate Talk Show. I am your host, Deanna Johnson Cauthen.
And I'm Adrianna Cauthen, your co-host. And we're the mother-daughter talk show that's here to elevate your family. If you haven't done so already, please take a second to like this video and to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes.
Absolutely. And we are officially in season 5 of the Elevate Talk Show, right?
Yeah.
Yay, 5 seasons. And we have some new exciting things planned for you this season, including some new live streams, right? Yeah. We're going to be heading to New York City in a few weeks. And so we're going to be doing some live streams from places and spaces in New York, but we'll share more specifics about that later. We just want to give you a heads up about that, because that's going to be some fun stuff to watch. So make sure you tune in for that. What else, Adrian? What's going on this week?
Yeah, we've got a great show planned for you this week. In our Around the Town segment, we're taking you to Lake Junaluska in North Carolina. It's very beautiful.
Yes.
And in our conversation segment, my mom is going to be sitting down with Amy Cassey, a mom, wife, and teacher who shares about her personal struggle with alcoholism and her journey to recovery.
Absolutely. And also in this week's segment, in this week's show, Adrianna does her fashion hack segment, and she's going to be talking about how to choose the right kind of jewelry for your body, for your particular outfit. You know, jewelry, and accessories can really make or break an outfit. Isn't that right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. So stay tuned. Make sure you tune in for that segment. And in the Meal of the Week segment, Adrianna's going to show you guys how to make some delicious Peach Cobbler cupcakes. Let me tell you, they were yummy. So don't go away. We need to take a break, but we will be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. We're getting ready to share with you an interview for our conversation segment. This is one of my favorite segments because it allows me to sit down and talk with some of the most interesting people. I learned so much from every interview that I've ever done on this show. And today we'll be sitting down with Amy Cassey. Amy Cassey is a special education teacher. She's been teaching for 20 years plus. She has taught a wide range of ability levels, from autism and behavior disorders to learning disabilities, in a variety of settings. She is passionate about her students and she loves her job. But Amy revealed recently that she has had a long standing battle with alcoholism, going back to when she was much younger. But she's currently in recovery, and she wants to share her story to dispel some of the myths of what alcoholism looks like. Because alcoholism actually has many faces. And she's sat down with us with the Elevate Talk Show to talk about her story and her journey in recovery so that she can help others who may be struggling with this as well.
So please turn your attention to the interview with Amy Cassey.
This meeting is being recorded.
Amy, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. And I say busy because I know what you do. You are a full-time teacher. But thank you for taking time to just kind of talk and have this conversation with me today. There's a lot I want to get into with you. And so let's just get straight into it. Can you share with my audience a little bit about who you are, about your family, about what you do for a living?
Okay, so I am a mom, a wife, and a teacher.
Yes.
So those are 3 big jobs as it is. I am entering my 22nd year as a special education teacher.
Wow.
My sons are 13 and the 14-year-old's getting ready to turn 15.
Wow.
My husband works at Walmart. He's a hard worker, works a lot.
Yes.
And we have 2 cats that we're all obsessed with. We like to go camping. We do spend a lot of time together as a family. I'm very, very blessed for that, because I know that that might be coming to an end, you know, in the next few years. So we really do enjoy spending time, even when they drive me nuts.
Yes.
And I'm very passionate about my job. I love what I do. I love my students, and I advocate for them. Any kid, anytime, if they need something, I'm going to be the one that's going to get it for them if they need it.
Wow. Well, we love that you love your job as a teacher. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. That doesn't have anything to do with today's topic, but I think it's important for teachers to love their jobs because they're dealing with our children, our babies, and the next generation, the future of this country. So thank you and I can just tell my audience that I've seen how passionate you are about your work. We're Facebook friends. And let me tell you, this is a woman who loves what she does. So thank you for doing what you do, Amy. We really appreciate it. So let's talk a little bit about the subject of the day, which is alcoholism. Can you share with us, share with my audience, when did you first realize that your alcohol consumption was a problem? Because, you know, people drink alcohol. That's not anything surprising. But when did you first realize it was a problem for you?
I think it's probably always been a problem, but I didn't think it was a problem. Definitely was a binge drinker.
Okay.
When I drank, I would drink with the idea to get messed up. Like if I was going to drink, I'm going to drink to get drunk.
Right.
And so I probably started abusing alcohol when I was 15 or 16 and just have steady ridden that tide all the way to when I was 44. I quit when I was 44. I just passed the 200-day mark because I do keep a tally.
Yay.
I just said thank you.
Yes.
I just passed 200 days that I haven't had alcohol. I drink a ton of non-alcoholic beer though, because I do like the taste of beer. I always have.
Oh wow.
But now that I'm on the other side of it,
yes,
I can see, and I wish I had stopped a lot sooner.
Yeah.
But I can't.
It is what it is.
Go back in the past. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
So
it is what it is. Yeah.
I'm happy that I finally did it.
Yeah, and what a big deal this is, that you came to this place, this awareness, this aha moment that you've completed 200 days. That is super impressive. Keep up the good work. You said something a minute ago that I think is very telling, and I want people to hear it because I've seen it and I've heard it from friends and from colleagues and just even from strangers, even people posting on Facebook. You said, I drank to, you always went into it with the feeling I'm going to drink to get drunk, that I'm going to get wasted. But people talk about that. They post about that as if it's a good thing. You know what I mean? I mean, that's like a common thing I've seen people say, can't wait to get wasted, but not really. I don't think that people understand that that's not a good thing.
No.
What would you say to that?
I think it's socially acceptable.
Yes.
Everywhere, like once I stopped and I was more aware, it's in music.
Yes.
It's in
Everywhere.
posts. I mean, I was looking at a TikTok with these 3 women. They were moms. They were doing this cute little dance, but the subtitle was "On Our Way to Get Annihilated."
Oh,
like
wow.
3 moms that their mission, and I get it because I was there. I was there.
Right.
My friend, I have a coworker, Allie, who also was not drinking, and she said that someone said to her, alcohol is the only drug that people will ask you why you're not doing it.
Oh my goodness. That is such an eye-opening comment.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
and like you said a second ago, it's so acceptable.
It is. I've had a lot of friends be very supportive. And I know that some of my friends, like, miss the drunk Amy, but sober Amy's fun too now. I mean, because sometimes
that's exactly
Amy's not that fun.
Wow. And I think you also bring to light, and you sharing your story, I think also kind of speaks to what do you call not myths of that drunk, that people who drink only look and sound and are a certain way. But here you are, this mom, this professional, you're a teacher, you're married, you're this white woman who has a nice home. I think it's important to say that alcoholism comes in all shapes, colors, creeds, the whole thing. And I think it's important to dispel the myth. What do you say to that?
Oh, I definitely agree. I think that people just, it's like putting milk on your cereal. Let's go have a
Yes,
drink.
right.
I'm thankful that a lot of places are now making mocktails. That seems to be on the rise.
Oh,
I think
really?
a lot of people are starting to realize, I can't blame it on the pandemic because I abused alcohol before the pandemic. That didn't help.
Right. Okay.
Um, but
Yes.
I just woke up one morning and I was tired of it. I was
Wow.
just tired
Wow.
of feeling bad. I was
Yes.
tired of forgetting stuff.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And I was tired of, I didn't want to be the drunk mom. I really
Wow.
didn't. And I probably already was. I just didn't want to admit to it.
Right.
And my
Right.
boys have been one of my biggest supporters. Like
Wow.
they love the fact that I don't drink anymore.
Oh, that's wonderful. And this goes actually, what you just said is a great segue to my next question. You sort of described it, but you can go into it a little bit more. What did alcoholism look like for you? You sort of led into that just now, but you can elaborate a little bit more. What did that look like on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, so I'm a Gemini. I'm either all in or I'm all
Yes,
out. There's
yes,
no gray. That's why
yes,
I'm like crazy teacher lady.
yes, yes.
So when I would drink, if I was going to drink, I wouldn't just have 2 beers.
Okay,
So my problem would be if I decided to have, like Friday and Saturday, I didn't care because I knew
okay,
the next day I could
right,
recoup. But
right,
and I would say as a joke, Sunday was my flex day. But if
right,
I made the decision to drink Sunday through Thursday night,
yes.
it was always a bad idea because I would think I'd have a couple beers, but I really wouldn't stop. I would just
Oh,
keep on drinking. And then the next day I would really, really feel badly. Then you add
oh,
the fact that I have 2 months unpaid time off in the
right.
summer.
That's
I
true.
would drink a lot in the summer. I would
Okay.
drink over Christmas break. I would
Oh,
drink on
wow.
spring break. And
Wow.
it wasn't good for me because I would
No.
think about what do I have to do tomorrow?
Yes.
Nothing. So I'll drink this bottle of wine.
Wow. So that's how you went through life, just working it around or working, drinking around what you had to do
Yes.
or not have to do.
I would always think about what I had to do, get all my
Yes.
tasks done for the day.
Yes.
And then it's crazy to me to look back on it because when now I have to go places, right?
Yes.
Let's say I'm going to a social engagement. If it
Yes.
was just me going,
Yes.
I would find a way
Yeah.
to get a ride
Yeah.
so that I could drink and not drink and drive.
Oh my goodness.
So
So
now
you
it's like
really were working it around the
I can
alcohol.
go whenever I want to go. Yeah, like my son
Wow.
Joshua, he got off at like 8 or 6 o'clock.
Yes.
I was fine to pick him up. I'm at the pool. I'm
Wow.
not having any cocktails. I'm good. But Amy of last summer
Yes.
would have probably been inconvenienced a couple of times
Oh,
and had
wow.
to wait till she picked up her son,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's I didn't realize how liberating this was going to be
Yes.
for me.
And it
It really
sounds like
is.
you are liberated. I mean, I can just in everything because you were having to manipulate schedules around your drinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it,
Wow.
like I said, it's almost embarrassing to think back on it. But again,
Yeah. It's
I
a
mean,
part of the
it is what
healing
it is, and
process.
I can only move from here. Um,
Absolutely.
I've
Absolutely.
admit, like, my sons know that nobody's perfect and I made the mistake and I told them
Yes.
they need to be careful
Yes.
because obviously
Yes.
they have that predisposition too and they
Yes.
need to watch
Yes.
out.
Yes.
And my husband still drinks. It doesn't bother me.
Right. Yeah.
It
That's right,
doesn't
because
bother me at all.
that's, and you know what, that's freedom when you can look at somebody else drink and say, you know what, that's them, but that's not me. And that's freedom, Amy.
Yes.
What a blessing. How is your family? How is your friends? How have they supported you in this? This is a big life change. And we don't make these big changes in a vacuum. How have they supported you? And maybe where are you going to get support? What does support look like for you?
So when I first started, I didn't go out that much because
Right.
I didn't want to be tempted.
Right.
So I just kind of stuck at home, which,
Yeah.
I like to stick at home anyway. If I'm going to
Right.
hang out with anybody, I want to hang out with my husband.
Right. Got
And that's my
nice.
best friend. So that's who
Right.
I want to hang out with. I'm not
Right.
missing anything by not going out as long as he's home with me.
Right.
So he would just have a couple drinks, and I started trying all these different non-alcoholic beers. When I was
Yes.
pregnant and I gave up drinking, they only had O'Doul's, but now they
Right.
have, which is still good,
Yes.
so many good beers. They're craft
Really?
beers. They're
Really?
expensive,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Okay.
Because they make, but they're delicious. So it tastes
Okay.
just like, to me, it tastes like a real beer because I'm not drinking beer anymore.
Right.
So it satisfies that itch for me.
That's great. That's
I tried
amazing.
the non-alcoholic wine. It's not that great, but
Oh,
that's okay.
right.
Because wine kind of gives you a warm feeling,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
not going to get that unless you have the alcohol. So
Yeah.
that's just something I'm not going to have anymore, and that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the beer is perfect for me. I really do
Wow.
enjoy the beer. And then I'll take non-alcoholic beer with me. We go hang out with friends. We
That's
go to the
good.
pool. We go to the
That's
beach.
good.
I just bring non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah. 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 That's good. And it sounds almost like, and I don't want to minimize it in any way, but if I'm just relating to it in terms that I can relate to personally, and also in things I've seen with other people. For instance, I've got friends and family who are diabetics, and they bring, of course, they always have their insulin with them. They know when they need to take it. My stepfather, he's God rest his soul, he used to bring, if he knew he might have a, what do you call, like a dip, he would bring a little bit of a candy bar with them to raise his blood sugar levels. But all of that, knowing and understanding his condition, and then just responding accordingly. And I think that's what we have to do. I think it's one of those things that is going to always be with us. But you have to manage it. You know what I mean? What do you think about that? I mean, and it sounds like you're managing this thing day by day.
Yes. Originally, I was talking to my co-teacher, Lexi, about it. And she was like, originally when you started this, you didn't have the idea that you were going to quit entirely. I was like, no, I was just going to stop.
Right.
And then slowly reintroduce it. But
right.
I know for a fact that I'm not ready to reintroduce it.
Yeah.
I'm not that I'm weak, but I'm weak. Like I know
and that's yeah.
I mean,
wow.
I can have 8
right.
non-alcoholic beers on a Friday night because I like the taste.
Right.
So, I mean, that I would just end up having 8 real beers, and then it would begin all over again.
Exactly. But you know what? You admitted something. You said, I know I'm weak. I mean, and I think that's part of the recovery process, is telling ourselves the truth. Whatever we're trying to recover from. And so I was married to an alcoholic at one point. So I was on the other side of how this was, and it was hard. And I, for years went to Al-Anon as a spouse of someone who was addicted to alcohol and drugs. So, and he, one of the things, the problems was he never could get to a place where he told himself the truth. And
yes.
So, and you can't start recovery without the truth. So, kudos to you for doing what you do and being where you are. Now, question, what would you say, and I think this is super, super important, I want my audience to hear this, what would you say to someone listening to this, to you, to our interview, who says, oh gosh, her story is similar to my story, I might have a problem with alcohol or alcoholism? What would you tell that person right now?
I would tell that person to be truthful with themselves, because they know the answer.
Wow.
They know the answer. Like, I dated the idea of quitting alcohol for like 2 years before finally that was it for me. Like, finally. So everyone has to reach their own point, but I would just even suggest try it for a week, try it for a month, just see, because like then you'll start to notice, wow, I kind of do want to have a drink, and it is tough, especially in today's culture. It's not like, you can't go around smoking crack at a party. That's frowned upon, apparently. I'm just kidding. I know it's frowned upon. But like, you can sit there with a cocktail and
and it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly
look, so-and-so got drunk last night. Like, it's no big deal. Joke.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
But
right.
I don't think people realize that their children are watching.
Oh, wow.
Then the children,
Wow.
I think it's definitely getting worse with moms
Yes.
because they're making it seem like we deserve this glass of wine after a hard day. Because yeah,
Yes.
we have
Yes.
being a mom is tough. I'm not going to
Yeah.
lie about that
It
at all.
is. It
It's
is. Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah.
But the reward, I mean, if you can sit and have a glass of wine as a reward and you can stop,
Yes.
then God bless you. But
Right.
my body chemistry is not made that way. And I think a lot of
Exactly.
people also have that issue. So they
And
have to
so
find something else.
you're right. And you mentioned something. My daughter and I were discussing this a few days ago. She said, Mom, the whole wine mom thing, it's like a big deal. Um, Moms are drinking wine like in the day. And I mean, it's a big deal. And so I didn't realize that, Amy. Um, I don't know. I mean, what do you have any thoughts about why that's kind of a thing and where that came from? Or is it just the stress of it all? Are we trying to keep all the balls in the air and we just need something to de-stress us? Why, or has it always been that way and it's just sort of coming out of the closet? What do you think about that?
I think it's probably always been like that, but
Okay.
now it's almost like not in vogue, but
Yeah,
definitely socially acceptable, but kind of like
definitely.
cute and silly to laugh about.
Exactly.
But the people that aren't laughing are the
Yeah,
kids
that's
because
exactly right.
they got the drunk mom making a
Yeah.
scene at a party. And
Oh my.
that's, you know,
Sad.
that's
Yeah.
that's gonna stay with them. So my sons have been a great support system. My husband, I go to
Yes.
therapy. I'm a huge proponent of.
Yes, me too.
That's been very helpful. And I
Yes.
was going to therapy way before I
Okay.
decided
Right.
to quit drinking.
Right.
But even when I would tell stories in therapy about me drinking, I was kind of like,
Yeah.
and he would ask, has your alcohol consumption affected your relationship with your husband? I'm like, no, Donald drinks too.
Okay. So
But like
that's how you,
Donald can have a couple beers and stop, and I'm
yes.
just,
Yeah, you're heading out. Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
not good.
yeah.
So again, I knew it was there.
Yeah.
I didn't want to admit to it.
Right. So
And then I was,
honesty it sounds like the first step to healing, to recovery, to to the next to freedom. It sounds like. What do you think?
yes,
Honesty. Yeah. Because that's what it's, I mean, and like I said, I have not had the problem with alcohol, but I've had the problem with other things. And recovery did not begin for me until I got honest and just said, Deanna, this is a problem. So I think that's the beauty of it all. No matter what we're trying to recover from, honesty is the first step,
yes.
and getting the support we need, from
And
that
that's the
point.
hardest step too, because
It
I
is.
have family members with other, maybe
Yeah.
alcohol, but other
Yes.
issues. And whenever something happens, it's never their fault. It's
Never.
always something else's fault.
No,
But you
always.
can't grow as a person until
No.
you say, I screwed
Yes.
up. Like I'm
That's
not
right.
happy about it, but I
Yeah.
messed up. So
Exactly.
I'm going to change my behavior
Yes.
and make better choices instead of
Yes.
just keep on apologizing when I do the same thing over and over again.
Exactly. Amy,
But
I
not
couldn't have
everybody's
said
like
it
that.
better. That's exactly right. Wow. Well, you know what? This has been eye-opening and inspirational to me. I think and believe that others who hear this, um, this could be a point for them to get honest and to get healing and recovery that they need. I just appreciate you sharing your story. You've been so open with it. The reason I even approached you is because I saw some of your stories on Facebook and I thought this woman is amazing. I just think it's wonderful that you were willing to share your story because a lot of people won't. But I think it's not only healing for you, I think it's healing for others who are struggling, not just with alcoholism, but with other things. So thank you for being so open and honest and candid. It is refreshing in a very
Thank you.
dishonest world.
I think that you got to know what gifts God gives you, and
Yes.
God has made me a teacher,
Yeah.
not just in the classroom, but everywhere. So if
You're right.
somebody can learn from if one person can be
Yes.
helped by something I say,
Yes.
then I'm going to say it. I always
Gosh.
think like, should I post this? But
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
know. I think
Haters are
about
going to
that
hate.
too. Yeah.
They can just whatever. But
That's
I'm
it.
trying to keep it light and fluffy. I'm
Yes.
trying to bring positivity, and I'm
Yes.
trying to tell people my life might look great on paper,
Right. But I
or
got
on
struggles.
Facebook or on
That's right.
Instagram.
That's right.
But behind closed doors, it's a
Yeah.
hot mess sometimes. And it's
Well,
okay to
you
show
know,
people that.
and you know what, and you know what, that's why I feel like although we've never met in person, and you know, we have a common friend who's introduced us, I feel like you are a kindred spirit, because
I agree.
that is the same approach that I have to life. That's why I share the stories I share. That's why I talk about mental health issues, and you
Yes.
know, and the struggle that my daughter's having. It's a fine line, because she's the one with the mental health issue, and I try not to violate her privacy. But we are, as her family, and particularly as her mother, we're in the struggle with her, and it is such there have been let's just say there've been a lot of sleepless nights, So I share that, and like you said, if you can help one person, and I will tell you, I cannot tell you how many people have reached out to me, said, we just discovered that my child or my husband has been diagnosed with X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
Where do I go for help? Who do I talk to? I'm
Yes.
stressed, you know, we don't know what to do. So I know it helps people when we share these stories. So just thank you for sharing. It's a good thing. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
right,
you.
and we will talk soon. Love you, sister.
Love you too.
All right,
Thanks.
bye now.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that interview with Amy Cassey. We do need to take a little break, but don't go away. We will be right back.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show, and in today's Fashion Hacks and Tips segment, I'm going to be showing you how to choose the right jewelry for your wardrobe and your body type.
Absolutely. I know that having the right jewelry can really make or break an outfit, and sometimes, you know, it's about proportions, right?
Yeah.
You might need something a little bit smaller, just to kind of give yourself a little bit of a lift. Or you might need something a little bit bolder to kind of really make a statement, right?
Yeah.
And so you'll be talking about all of that. Jill will be talking about all of that in the Fashion Hacks segment. So please turn your attention to today's Fashion Hacks segment.
Welcome to our Fashion Hacks and Tips segment. Today I'm going to be talking about how to choose the best jewelry for your wardrobe. So one really important thing to keep in mind when choosing jewelry is proportions. See, if you're wearing a top like this that has a higher neckline, it's best to wear a long necklace that will drop below the neckline of your shirt. Because if you wear something with a shorter necklace, it's gonna look awkward. So I've turned this long necklace around to make it look short. And as you can see, the collar, the neckline part of my shirt is kind of covering up the part of the necklace. And it also, having a short necklace with this high neckline makes my neck look a lot shorter. But if you have a longer necklace, it elongates my upper torso area, and it doesn't compete with the neckline of the shirt. If you have on a lower, more plunging neckline, like the one I have on here, it looks better to wear either a shorter necklace or a pendant that's going to stay inside of the neckline. Because if you have a long necklace that's outside of the neckline, it looks really awkward. Let me show you. See, as you can see, when I add this longer necklace right here, it's competing with the plunging necklace of the shirt, and it just looks very awkward to have this very low necklace with this very low neckline. But when I take it off and I just have on the shorter necklace, it's adding a nice touch, but it's not competing with the neckline of the shirt. The thing to consider when picking the right jewelry for your outfit is to remember that not every outfit needs a necklace. See, right now I have on this animal print shirt that has a very bold, kind of busy pattern, so I don't need a necklace because that's just going to be too much. So instead, I just put on a nice nice pair of simple hoop earrings. If you're wearing a shirt or a dress that has a really bold pattern, you could wear earrings. You could also wear a ring or a bracelet just to add a little extra pizzazz to your outfit in a way that's not going to compete with your main piece, your shirt or your dress. So another thing that's really important to consider when you're picking jewelry is whether or not you need jewelry at all. So right now I have this cranberry top that's very textured. It's made out of velvet. It's got this floral pattern. It's also got a keyhole design. I also have on a very bold red lip. And right now, I don't really feel like I need any jewelry. I think that any jewelry that I wear would compete with my outfit and would be too much. So another thing to consider is that if you're wearing an outfit that already has a lot of details, that already has a lot of visual interest, it's really not necessary to wear jewelry. I hope you enjoyed this week's Fashion Hacks and Tips segment, and I can't wait to see you again next week.
We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back soon.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. And now, the Elevate Talk Show gets to take you around the town to one of our favorite spaces and places in the United States. It's Lake Junaluska in the mountains of North Carolina. It's about 30 minutes west of Asheville, North Carolina. We've been going there for many, many years. We've taken our immediate family, we've taken friends, we've had marriage retreats up there. We've done all kinds of things up there. You've been going up there since you were a little girl.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. There's all kinds of nature. It's a great place if you want to connect with nature.
Yes, absolutely. So please turn your attention to our time at Lake Junaluska, North Carolina.
One of our family's all-time favorite places to visit is the Lake Junaluska Conference Center in Lake Junaluska, North Carolina, located about 30 minutes from Asheville. The amazing lake views and magnificent mountains make it feel like a little bit of heaven on earth. Although the resort has a variety of lodgings, including hotels and inns, we usually rent a vacation house, which allows us to grill out and cook some of our own meals. During our stay at the lake, we spend lots of time outdoors exploring and taking in the lovely scenery. We especially enjoy taking walks along the Rose Walk, where we get to see a variety of spectacular roses and many other types of flowers. Because my husband and I are both avid photographers, we love taking pictures of the surroundings and using it as a backdrop for a photo shoot. Over the years, we have brought many family and friends to Lake Junaluska. It's a great place for family events and for marriage retreats. The nighttime views at the lake are just as spectacular as they are in the daytime, and we never leave the resort without spending time at Memorial Chapel. We love Lake Junaluska, and our family plans to visit there for years to come.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our time at Lake Junaluska in North Carolina. We need to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be back.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. Today's Meal of the Week recipe is Peach Cobbler cupcakes. We made them earlier this year with some fresh peaches that we got from a trip to South Georgia, but really it's a great recipe for any time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it leaves this happiness in your mouth. Have you ever eaten something and just been happy? Well, that's what these Peach Cobbler cupcakes do. So please turn your attention to Adrianna's Meal of the Week Peach Cobbler cupcakes.
Hello and welcome to our Meal of the Week segment. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make peach cobbler cupcakes. So let's get started. So we're going to start off by mixing our dry ingredients together. So I have in this bowl 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add in 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to mix those together. And I'm also going to add in 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. So I'm just going to whisk that together. Alright, so now that we've mixed our dry ingredients together, we're going to add in 1.5 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, half a cup of melted butter, 3 tablespoons of a neutral oil like corn oil or canola oil or vegetable oil, and 1/4 cup of peach jam. So now I'm just going to mix all those together. Alright, so now that we've mixed our wet ingredients together, I'm going to add our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. So I'm just going to take a little bit of our dry ingredients and then mix them in. And now I'll take a little bit more. Okay, and now I'm going to take the final bit of our dry ingredients and add that to our bowl. Alright, so now we're going to add in one final ingredient, which is 1 cup of whole milk. This is going to help us to have a nice fluffy texture for the cupcakes. So I'm just going to pour that in, and now I'm just going to mix that in with the rest of the batter. Alright, so we finished the cupcake batter, and now I poured the cupcake batter into cupcake pan, and now I'm going to stick this in a 350-degree oven and let it cook for 30 to 35 minutes. Alright, so now that our cupcakes are baking in the oven, let's get started on the icing. So I'm going to make a peach flavored syrup to flavor our icing for the Peach Cobbler cupcakes. So in this saucepan, I have 1 cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to turn the tap on high. I'm going to add in a cup of water and about a cup of fresh peach slices. So I'm just going to cook this on the stove for about 10 minutes. Alright, so our cupcakes are out of the oven and cooling, and now we're going to finish our peach frosting. So I have here 2 sticks of softened butter, not melted, softened. And now I'm going to add in peach syrup that we just made on top of the stove. And I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of peach jam. And I'm just going to mix that together with our mixer. So now here I've got about 6 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm just going to gradually add that in. I'm going to turn the mixer on. Alright, I'm going to add in a little more of our powdered sugar. Okay, and now I'm just going to add in the rest. Alright, so the icing is finished, and now I'm just going to let our cupcakes cool for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to frost them and show you the final results. Alright, so our cupcakes are out of the oven and cooling, and now we're going to finish our peach frosting. So I have here 2 sticks of softened butter, not melted, softened. And now I'm going to add in peach syrup that we just made on top of the stove. And I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of peach jam. And I'm just going to mix that together with our mixer. So now here I've got about 6 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm just going to gradually add that in. All right, I'm going to turn the mixer on. More of our powdered sugar. Okay, now I'm just going to add in the rest. Alright, so the icing is finished, and now I'm just going to let our cupcakes cool for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to frost them and show you the final results. Alright, so the icing and the cupcakes are both done, and everything looks delicious. So I took some of our peach icing, and I put it in this bag with this small tip, and I'm just going to pipe some icing on to each of the cupcakes. Alright, so once you're done frosting your cupcakes, one thing that you can do is just take a peach slice and put it on top of each cupcake as a garnish, and that'll add some nice fresh peach flavor, and it's also a very nice looking garnish. Well, I'm going to give you a close-up shot so that you can see how good this looks. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I can't wait to see you again next week.
Well, We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back soon. Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. Our time together is almost over, but before we go, we have a couple of things that we'd like to share with you. First of all, we know that a lot of you regular viewers have not yet taken the leap to subscribe, and we would strongly encourage you to subscribe to our channel. It supports us and helps us grow, and it also keeps you in the loop, and it keeps you from missing any of our upcoming episodes.
Absolutely.
And share it with your friends.
Absolutely, absolutely. We want to remind you that the Elevate Talk Show puts out a new show at the beginning of each week, so go to our channel and look at the next show. We like to put up new information, a new shows every week, right?
Yeah.
So tune in, and like she said, share and subscribe.
Yeah, so thank you for watching the Elevate Talk Show, and we can't wait to see you again next week.
That's right. We will see you next time. Have a great week, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye now.